March the 17th, happy St. Patrick's Day. And we're going to get started with a prayer and the pledge from Brother Eddie Maynard. He's with Brooks Baptist Church. Please stand. Good morning, Brother Eddie. You want to come on over here? Thank you for being here today. The pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As you've already stated, today we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And Patrick was a very interesting person in history. This day is supposed to be March 17th, the day we remember that he had died on this day, but more importantly, the life and ministry that he had. He's credited with converting the nation of Ireland to Christianity. And one of the things that I always remember when I think of this day, he had a very famous prayer called the Breastplate of St. Patrick. Some of you may know that. I think regardless of the tradition, I'd like to offer this prayer as our prayer this morning. I think it's a very appropriate prayer. I'd like to read it. As I arise today, may the strength of God pilot me, the power of God uphold me, the wisdom of God guide me. May the eye of God look before me, the ear of God hear me, the word of God speak for me. May the hand of God protect me, the way of God lie before me, the shield of God defend me, the host of God save me. May Christ shield me today, Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit, Christ when I stand, Christ in the heart of everyone who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. And everyone who follows says, Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Eddie. You may be seated. Brother Eddie, thank you for your service to our community. I greatly appreciate all that you do for our people.
Well, I've been at Brooks 22 years.
22 years, that's a long time. Thank you, Brother Baptist Church. Thank you. Now you hang outside. Next on our agenda, presentation and approval of bills number 4, magistrates. The bills are in your pocket. Action is requested. We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Lawson? Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you all. Ms. Sharp, the treasurer, we have her bills.
Yes, and those bills were dated for March the 4th for your review.
Action is requested.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Ms. Sharp, the treasurer's report.
And also presented to you is the appropriation condition report, the monthly revenue journal, an expenditure transfer report, a warrant distribution, a federal receipt report, and a financial statement for February the 28th of 2015.
Action is requested.
I'll make a motion to approve treasurer's report.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Shorter. Next, we have a very special presentation by Dr. Koo. Pronounce your first name, Dr. Koo. J. Young. Oh, I forgot about the minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll do the minutes. Excuse me, Dr. Koo. Let's do the minutes. You can see I'm excited about this presentation. Okay, the minutes of March the 3rd, thank you, Mr. Aguilar. Action is requested on the minutes.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Thank you, James.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Mr. Randall?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. J. Young Koo from the University of Kentucky is going to provide us with a presentation concerning our park system. It's my honor and my pleasure to also say that Bill Duffy and Steve Rader have worked very, very hard on this exciting and positive project for our county. So with that said, Mr. Duffy, do you want to say anything first?
Sure, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May I just first time just want to introduce Dr. Koo. She is a native of Korea. She received her undergraduate degree from the University of Korea and also a master's. She came to the United States. She has a master's degree from Yale, and a PhD from the University of California. She's been with the University of Kentucky for 3 years now. She works as a professor in the landscape design section of the College of Agriculture, and she's helped other counties in the state of Kentucky with similar projects. Other counties include Bell County, Nicholas County, and Rocketson County. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce Dr. J. Young Koo.
Welcome, Dr. Koo.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here this morning. As Phil mentioned, I'll briefly mention where I've been from. I work with the Department of Landscape Architecture, but also I work with the cooperative extension system within the College of Agriculture, which is called Community and Economic Development Initiative of Kentucky. We typically work with small towns or rural counties throughout the state, and Bullitt County happens to be my fourth county that I'm working with as a community. So with that, I'll also briefly mention that the program that I lead is not totally new. The Department of Landscape Architecture has been serving county for the last 24 years, the 29 years on fiscal development type of design projects. And we happen to be back in Bullitt County, and the last time we were here was 1980, later in the 1980s. So this is the department's second time around in Bullitt County working with communities. So and then I'll lead into how I got to Bullitt County. So during last spring, Mr. Bill Duffy and Mr. Steve Rader from Bullitt County has requested some assistance with working on trails and park systems within Bullitt County, and we started out with one short trail. We attempted to connect the confluence between Salt River and Forest Fork to Burn Line, and for that, we initiated a research project with 4 other students that I hired on a 10-week mission. So through that 10-week process, we seeked into a lot of data that's already existing and did analysis, computer run analysis, and something similar to the screen that you might be able to see there. And we did this process for 6 different routes. And this is what we found at the end of a 10-week research process. So those are a range of different ways to connect the confluence to Burn Line. And we kind of also looked into expanding that to Palmyra and Villanova Winery as an extension going up to departments of Forest Fork in Jefferson County and see what other potentials might be. After this summer research project, I brought my students into Bullitt County. The students worked on a 3-month process of expanding a trail system throughout the whole county. So now, since last August, my students, there were 18 students, we worked into looking throughout the whole county and see what other possibilities or opportunities existed within the county. And this is the end product from that class as a 3-month process. They call it Bullitt County Greenway, envisioning the future of connectivity. So for the rest of the presentation, I'm going to brief through 6 plans that the students have worked on and kind of provide a range of ideas. Some might have some similarities, some might have differences, but I wanted to share all the ideas so that the community could engage on any further endeavors related to this type of park system. So initially, the students started on an analysis. And we're using the term greenway instead of a trail system, but because that is a larger scope and concept where greenways are, we intentionally allocate resources to balance the pressure of development versus preserving already existing natural resources in our communities. So with that, we looked into also the benefits. The first benefit we actually looked into was enhancing the physical connectivity of the county, but in the process, improving quality of life, helping with redevelopment opportunities, creating a sense of community, and as an indirect effect, see if there are any economic growth endeavors that the community might be able to attract through this process or act of having a greenway system within the community. For the analysis, the students looked into 18 different categories ranging from history, land use, type of elements, to environmental attributes, and also the existing built environment and the physical infrastructure. We also looked into the social environment in terms of how Bullitt County is changing demographic-wise, some economic activity-wise, but also looking into tourism opportunities in the future. With that, the students also looked into 18 different case studies of where trails or greenways exist currently. Among the 18, they chose to share 3. One is Elizabethtown Greenbelt, which is a county from Bullitt County. They actually started their greenbelt or trail system since the late 1970s, and it's still going on, and they've actually expanded to the current system you see on the map. In Louisville, there's a trail system called the Louisville Loops, but also the Parklands of Forest Fork, the most current addition to that system, runs along Forest Fork and it ends at the borderline of Jefferson and Bullitt County. So this was one of the reasons that we wanted to kind of expand that opportunity down into Bullitt County. And the last one the students wanted to share was a greenway called Big Creek Greenway in Atlanta. But the lesson that they learned from there was that taxpayers actually voted to get a trail system in it, and they funded the trail project and finished within 5 years. So those were 3 out of the 18 case studies that I'm sharing with you today. But we can share the rest of the case studies if the community would like to do that. So with that, students actually worked with the public in our September workshop in Bullitt County. We were down in the extension office. The students worked with, I believe, 18 members from the community that were invited that happened to be able to share their time that day. We looked into the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of existing elements and features in Bullitt County. We shared goals and objectives for the trail system and greenway that could have any other different goals and objectives that county communities in the county wanted to see or improve in the future. We looked into the students shared ideas in terms of what could happen where, but these are very initial plans from that half-day activity. With that, the students went back into studio or UK and worked on 2 more months on their designs. And this is what we presented to the community back in December. So we were back in Bullitt County and they presented. I will be sharing 6 plans. So but there are a lot of images and stuff to figure out. So please feel free to ask questions, but I would like to ask if you could kind of save it to the end so that I don't prolong my presentation right now. So with that, I'm going to share 6 plans. The first one is Discover Bullitt County, Keep Calm and Trail On. The students wanted to see how a healthy ecosystem could help with the overall also economic aspect of the community. With that, they have created a healthy Bullitt County plan including trails, but with different goals, so connecting, interacting, challenging, but also exploration opportunities. So the goals and objectives were to connect the ecosystem, the economy, and the community so that we could discover, keep calm, and trail on to a connected and healthier Bullitt County. So they looked into what other attractions exist within a 2-hour drive from Bullitt County. Looked into where the populations are distributed currently within the county. Also looking into the sensitive ecosystems. And they wanted to pull these together based on community concerns and their own observations and recommendations for a healthier Bullitt County. So with that, the connecting people, connecting habitat, promoting commerce, promoting infill development, and also exploring trails throughout. With that, they focused on 3 different areas, or each plant focused on 3 different areas. One was down near the Lebanon Junction with the exploration trail. Another in the heart of Bullitt County with the Spirit Trail. And another further north with Henry Knox Trail, which is more an exploration trail. So that was Keep On, Trail On. The next one they called the Common Element. The Common Element being a destination greenway system within Bullitt County that unites and connects the fragmented areas. So they found that there were various fragmented elements within the county and wanted to create one whole system out of these disconnected destinations. They went through the analysis, the floodplains, streams, environmentally sensitive areas, city boundaries, and also what's connecting all of those together currently, which is the major roads. With that, they proposed a program that focused some in the urban core, some in the natural features area, and also cultural resources. And that's their plan of how to connect about all the different elements. And they focused on the urban core, natural feature along Salt River, and a segment within the area between Bernheim and Salt River. Among all the examples, I just wanted to share one from what they worked on. So this is currently the intersection of 61 and 44, and in the future, with including a trail, how it could or may look like, and in the longer future, if development further happens, how that corridor might be able to fill up in a more densely way. With that, they also have plans for the natural feature area and the cultural area. So going back to the common element, so it's connection, multi-use of green spaces, but also providing a stronger county identity. The third plan, they call the boundary loops, with the goal of having a boundary where the trail system or greenway would connect various elements. And these were some of the programs that they intended to include in that plan. And this is how a greenway might look like from their plan. So connecting, having a central circular area, but also connecting into different loops, especially Shepherd's Hill and Mount Washington. So those would be the core boundaries for now, but that can also expand in the future. So they also focused on a conservation area and how a section of the trail might look like with cars and people within the whole system. Some trailheads within the conservation area. And some focus in a tourism focused area that they think would be an opportunity. This one exists between Bernheim and Salt River. Some more sections or ideas of how people might be going about these areas, but also low impact within some of the more sensitive natural resource areas. And the recreation focus they did for this area was at the boundary of Fort Knox between I-65. So having a larger park area further out, but having that spacious area to utilize for various activities for community members. So experiencing Bullitt County, so that was plan number 3. Plan number 4, this one is a little bit more, had more interest with tourism, so Bullitt Sparrow Run, one trail leads to another. They wanted to integrate the idea of bourbon and wine with the wellness and habitat within the community, so merging tourism and healthy activities. So they've identified some key issues, being weak connectivity, not so strong identity. Tourism is happening, but they seem to be concentrated in certain areas, and the only mobility or main focus of mobility being cars, not people. So connecting those areas for features. So the goal for this plan was connecting destinations, improving tourism and community activity, but also enabling the county to establish an identity that's self-sufficient. So some objectives for the plans. And the concept of connecting areas and elements. And this is then for Bullitt Sparrow Run. So there's a wide urban trail within the central area, a Knobs Adventure Trail west of I-65, and some community trails connecting Shepherdsville, Mount Washington are places where neighborhoods are existing. And in terms of phasing, they suggested or think that it could be economic to start out with a wide urban trail, having that influx go into the non-adventure trail, which would also be a tourism, another different type of tourism attraction, and then overall like community trails. So potential impacts would be evidently being some economic activities for the county. Plan number 5, it's Try Bullitt Trail. They wanted to make connections for a community, endorse stewardship for our nature and natural resources, but also provide recreation opportunities for people. And overall, a healthier Bullitt County. So they also did analysis of the county. They identified opportunities, and these were some of the more focused elements that they wanted to further look into. This is how the existing county was received by students based on their learning. And these are the programs that they wanted to further promote. A green corridor, natural space, and connection. So this is Try Bullitt Trail Greenway Master Plan. And their focus areas were in community area, connecting areas on both sides of I-65 along the river. There's some example images of trails. Plans to connect nature trail within the area between Burnham and Salt River. So some trail examples. What could be possible. And another recreation emphasis is Fort Knox and recreation. They've identified all these concepts in terms of what Bullitt County is about today. But they wanted to provide a timeless experience for the local community, but also people that they want to go into the county. They looked into very many features among them, and looked into the green or the green systems that the companies in the plan projected to further these initiatives during the trail that they expect. So sport area, tourism area, and one first part of the trail. The highways were connected at ground level, but also through the waterway, going down from Forest Park to Salt River. Access points in the trail head, so people will be able to get onto the trail. That might happen along Forest Park. And the Knob line, which was on western I-65, and trails were veterans people along existing roads, utilizing different levels of road systems that are existing at different times. And what they wanted to know. In this case, they moved further into the forest town and away to Salt River. Experience that they wanted to close. That was all we need to go through. Those were the 6 points that I wanted to share with you. That was so
And Dr. Kennedy, that's what it is. I know she said you had questions, but
questions about the plans or ideas that the
I'd like to remind Mr. Ford, well, to thank Mr. Ford initially for the $15,000 that was allocated for Dr. Cooper for students to come in and work on the Bullitt County reports for the Birmingham Trail. We're getting closer to finalizing the particular trail, and we'll start working on the other aspects of that. And I'm going to interview Steve in just a second. He wants to say a few words. But I would like to point out that all of the work that the students did and all of the information that was gathered for us is absolutely at no cost to our county. This was just an outcropping of $15,000 that was initially allocated. So I think the initial presentation she gave to the community, the students actually handled it. It was very, very impressive. They went out there. But I think you can understand that we've got a really great opportunity to develop a trail system at home. It's going to take a long time, but again, you got to start. Now, I want to introduce Steve Fraley. I think most of you all know Steve. But what is significant, and a lot of people do not know, is Steve was the most recent recipient of the Thomas Edison Award from General Electric. He's the top engineer at General Electric's Pine Park. And along with that award, he was given the opportunity to direct a grant totaling $25,000. And I'd like for him to just say a few words about that.
Yeah, just briefly, now that $25,000 is going to the future fund. Dr. Steve Henry is directs the future fund activities, and right now he's going down. They've got activity going down Forest Fork into Bullitt County, all the way down to Villanova Winery. So the money's going to be used for research for the University of Kentucky and the University of Louisville. in landscape design and also for hydrology studies, environmental studies, the students are going to be going through there. So there's going to be some real development coming down the Fiscal corridor in the trail. So this thing is real, and it's basically up in that area right now. And and that's kind of part of the offshoot of all this. We want to get from that trail all the way to the Bernheim, so then you can connect basically two regional treasures, one being Bernheim Forest with the Department of Forest. So you can have basically a neighborhood access park system that's almost 100 miles long, if you put it in account 1 mile, but you have many miles long if you take into account all the way. So that's where the money's going, and that's for Bullitt County. One other thing, this is kind of we've been working with volunteers. Bill and I have been working with the planning zone, the new land use plan. Most of the area we've been working is transportation. We've been working on all sorts of transportation projects, long-range transportation projects in the county. And so the land use plan was last updated in '98, and it's now being updated. It's going to be released soon, and it's been a long process. One of the things that would make the process go much better going forward, it's supposed to be done about every 5 years, I think, is very up-to-date GIS mapping for the county. By plot, by plat of what the current zone of the property is, both inside and outside the incorporated areas, and also what a future land use map might look like as you go along. And then that would make the updating of this land use plan much easier than it's been. And I think that's kind of what needs to be done to make it happen every 5 years in the county. I think one thing that could be done is maybe for the magistrates to look at our land use maps now and then look at the county surrounding us and say, well, how can we help maybe fund the activities in our county needed to kind of plot along like our surrounding. Is that fair, Ronnie?
Well, right now, mine has been updating our zoning map, and we're up to date on that. The land use map, future land use map is what Chris Lawry's working on for our comprehensive.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yes. And he's right, now that we're getting into this, by GIS, by parcel number, it's gonna speed up the land use planning from now on, and also, be more accurate on our zoning maps, because the map we have now is from 1968, and every time there's a zoning change, we have to draw in as best we can where we believe that parcel is located. So by the GIS program, it helps us to locate that exact parcel, and then we can put the zoning in the right spot. And that's what Brian's been working on for the last year. And it all takes time because of as many zoning changes as we've had in the counties. And years ago, they didn't keep very good records. So it's been a very long process.
So we just wanted to basically just say whatever support that these folks need, if y'all can give it to them, it'd be great. I think we're doing a great job.
It might be a field question, but when you mentioned Gorgo, I'm new at this court, the $15,000, what was that allocated for?
That was allocated to pay the University of Kentucky for the time the students put into and Dr. Perry put into designing that trail.
What trail?
It's a trail from basically Ford, Salt River to Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
So they've come up with 12 different opportunities, and I think what we're going to be doing next is going over those, narrowing them down, and making a presentation to the Parks Board and ultimately to the Fiscal Board.
Would you guys, and once you do it, would it be a cost estimate on that too? Is that part of it? Or is it just-
Not from the university, but we could, we've got names of several landscape design firms that we could ask them for a cost estimate. There's a lot of things that go into that, such as do you want them paved, do you want them just, brush clear, whatever else. So once we get the location or an idea where we want the location, we'll meet with the landscape design firm, get some cost estimates, then we'll come back to Fiscal Court.
Just quick, what I'm asking, we go to the Bullitt Sport, the one that Henry out there, and it's, every time you go down there, there's thousands of people. I mean, it's a nice day like this, I mean, they're be very nice, something
Yes.
close to that Bullitt County.
You're talking about the parklands?
Yeah, it goes from Shelbyville all the way out to, almost Mount Washington.
Yeah, out in Mount Washington, and then Mount Washington is going to be, I talked to Dr. Henry a couple of days ago, Mount Washington is going to be putting in some parks that are going to have access down to the trails. It's not going to be the parklands, but the trails that he's going to be putting in along the fork there are going to have access to Mount Washington, and they'll put in, so folks in Mount Washington will be able to go into the parklands if they want to. So really, if we can get down the Forest Fork corridor, find a way to do that, then you got people from north of the river, I guess the Zone area, Bellevue area, Shepherdsville area, Mount Washington area, they can have neighborhood access, basically, move that ditch, if you want to call it that, and then move up and down, move up and down the Forest Fork corridor into. And then if we can find a way to go to Bernheim, then you have access all the way down here to Eastwood Way, and even the industrial park, employees from the industrial park. So there's, you can have an awful lot of people that can have immediate access to something back in there.
That'd be very nice. Thank you.
With report from Mission, I'm going to let Dr. Fu, while the agenda continues, sort of get her equipment, so we're going to have to stay around for hours.
Would you like to introduce,
It's when, today I brought in my student who was working all over the class, Sean, he'll be graduating soon.
you'll be graduating in May? So you see the light at the end of the tunnel? As we college students say, at that point. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Duffy, Mr. Kramer, thank you all so much. Any other questions from the court to Mr. Duffy or Mr. Kramer or Dr. Cooley?
I just want to say thank you. I know it's it's not a financial gain for you guys, but I know you both live in Bullitt County. You like the rest of us want to see this county move forward and be enjoyable in the future for sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anything else? Thank you all so very much. Yes, go ahead, Dr. Cooley. We have no old business, new business, first reading, and public hearing of zoning ordinance 2015-01, Cheryl Mitchell and Melissa Mitchell. Director Hammer?
Good morning again. Our first reading is docket number 2015-Z-01. Gerald Mitchell and Melissa Mitchell asking to rezone their property from agricultural to R1 residential. The planning commission heard this case on February 2015 and recommended a favorable recommendation to fiscal court because this is an agreement with the comprehensive plan.
Mr. Flaherty? Good morning, Mr. Flaherty.
The zoning ordinance number 15-03, series 2015, an ordinance changing the zoning from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 1.665 acres, more or less, located at 225 McGovern's Farm Lane, in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the fiscal court of Bullitt County considered the evidence of public hearing held by the planning commission and the recommendations of the commission. Whereas the fiscal court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the planning commission for said zoning change and approves and accepts the recommendations of of the Planning Commission, this matter is set out in 7 minutes. And now therefore be ordained by the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky, Section 1, that the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission, docket number 2015Z-01, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance will take effect upon publication, given first reading at the regular meeting of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, Kentucky on the 17th day of March 2015. Be given second reading and voted upon in the regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 7th day of April 2015.
Thank you, Mr. Flaherty. Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor of this zoning request? Is there anyone here that wants to speak in opposition of this zoning request? And then we will have the vote on April 7th. Thank you, Director Henry. Number 2, under new business, Director Larry Hatfield to present solid waste annual report. Good morning, Director.
Good morning, I'll be very brief. I just want to update the new matrix. Every year we receive approximately $72,000 of state fund to clean roadways along public right-of-ways. In that $72,000, if we don't spend that money, we have to write a check back to the state. So I am happy to say that we did spend $80,656.13. We cleaned up a total of 1,491 miles of road, an average of 64 ton of garbage, 6,469 bags of garbage. Now, not all that 80,000 is what I call real money. It is money that I'm allowed to write off. In other words, a constable may use his squad car, I can write off $8 a night. I can write off the dump trucks the county uses, and this and that and the other. So that's how we received this year a little over $72,000 again. So my budget runs from January to December, not July to July. So anyway, the report's in. I'll get approval back from that, hopefully. That'd be in March 1st. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is I need permission to advertise for bid, if you all so desire, to do the Bullitt County cleanup days. I've got them scheduled for tentatively April 25th at Nichols Fire Department, North Bullitt High School, and Bullitt East High School. And on May the 9th, Lebanon Junction Elementary and Old Shepherdville High School. Last year, we did them pretty much on the same Saturdays. But I do need to permission and then to run the ad and for the judge, well, we don't say anything for it. Cost of it's, and probably gonna run the county around $20,000, give or take. Last year, we spent $18,000 and something, and I recycled a little over $2,000 or something, so we ended up about $16,000.
That's not a part of the 72,000?
No.
This to that?
No.
What?
No. You can't word it along public right of ways.
Well, we could put the dumpster on the road.
Well, we could have people tell everybody to throw it in there as they ride by.
This is a very worthwhile program. It's been done for years. How many years has it been done now, right?
I've done 11.
11 years. And it does work good for the citizens of the county and everything, because they do run things out and put in there, and this is strictly for the residents of Bullitt County.
It's a lot better than throwing it in the ditch, too.
Yep.
And it's been a abatement program, back to that and everything. That's been going on for a number of years. The state set this up for a number of years, and you can take these people out there and work them, clean up your roads and everything. So it's all paid physical.
Yeah.
It does work. So it's a very worthwhile program. So
Yeah.
on the, back on the emotion, I'm glad to put that in motion and everything. Like I see, on with the cleanup days.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? And we're going to have Ms. Williams read the motion.
The motion was to proceed with the cleanup day usually call the roll.
Judge Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yes.
Mr. Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Westbrook.
Yes.
Mr. Raymond.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the things that we will not be accepting on cleanup days will be yard waste, trees, limbs, logs, etc., garbage, tires, items containing freon and hazardous material.
You should have said that ahead of time.
Yeah.
But I just verify that there, April the 25th and May the 19th,
April the 25th,
or May the 9th.
Maybe not LJ and
yes, May the 9th, 11 Junction and Old Shepherdville High School. April the 25th, at Nichols Fire Department, North Bullitt High School, and Bullitt East High School, providing that there's nothing going on there, but I'll be back in touch with y'all.
You said Nichols Fire Department, you talking about the station number 1, is that the far west end?
No, the first one up the hill.
You talking about the one on top?
Yeah, that's what we did last year.
Marketplace,
Yeah,
okay.
but if you want your district, you want to change it, the reason we changed it is because it kind of splits everything up. You know, from, instead of taking all the equipment away, plumb all the way west, we tried to save a little time and everything like that, so
Does that work better for that?
it did last year. Yeah,
Okay, because they had it at Nichols School for years.
yes, but we run into, what's the machine gun place? Yeah, we have a lot of trouble sometimes trying to schedule around them with traffic.
Okay,
That was one of the main reasons we moved it.
and then I know they, of course, they got the other firehouse there with the station.
Yeah,
Not free before.
yeah. But we use the one right on top of the hill on the right. We do a complete circle. Yeah.
That works well for you.
Okay.
we do so that the meeting with advertises that way that will be allowed, but probably a lot of power from to
Yeah, we're, one more thing, and I'm out of here. Does the court want to do the household hazardous waste grant? If you do, then I would like for you to vote on that, what that amounts to. I will ask for $18,000. I've received it, this will be my third year. If we receive 18 and we spend 6, then we have to pay 25% of what we spend. Now, 25% of roughly 6,000 is going to be, what, 1,500? Now, I write off my inmates, I write off the sheriff's Ford Explorers, and I write off different things like that I can legally do that doesn't cost us anything, but it does, it helps us on the paper. So theoretically, you're going to spend probably right around $1,000, $1,200 taxpayer money. So this will be the third year we've had it. If you want to do it again, I need to know so I can apply for the grant. The grant's due April 15th. Bullitt County Fairgrounds. Location 4 hours. And, you know, anybody that has any hazardous waste can bring it to us. I have a company that comes out of Cincinnati that sets up. They're very professional. They know what they're doing. They're available to the state. They do it all over the country. And they'll come in on a Friday afternoon, set up on a Friday afternoon. We do it 4 hours on Saturday and we're out here. We took in 6,000 something pounds of household hazardous waste at the last one. Took in 9,000 something pounds household hazardous waste on the first one. Cleanup days, I won't take propane, I won't take lead acid paint, I won't take latex paint, I won't take any type of mercury. We got 25 pounds of mercury on the first household hazardous waste event, believe it or not. I won't take anything hazardous on cleanup day. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it don't get missed because it does. When you've got 15 people working and you've got cars backed up 25 and 30 deep, somebody's gonna sneak in a campaign with you. But that's what we try to watch it. But if you want to do the household hazardous waste again, we will. If you don't, we're going to wait and hold off and do it next year. That's your off call.
What's the grant?
I have to have it in by April 15th.
What's the next meeting? You know, it's the seventh, the approval or?
Yes, I'll go ahead and get it ready, and if y'all don't want to do it. It's a good program, I mean, it really is, for what it costs.
It is good road, it is better than, we've got this, these things don't get dumped on the side of the road, they don't get dumped on
Right.
the street, but we get this clean. It is good road.
You take, batteries that you can't get rid of, your little batteries, they take them. We'll take propane cylinders. Kind of like some of
If y'all want to wait, I don't have a problem, wait, but I know how well it does work, and it is good road. If y'all ready for it, I can make a motion, but if y'all want to wait.
I'm looking, I'm just thinking this is, taxpayer money,
Right.
make a decision, I understand it, but I like to look at it, giving it, still not make a decision, documents.
That's what,
I like to make a motion to table it to the next meeting.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Williams, will you read the motion?
The motion is to table the application for the household waste grant until the next meeting of April 7th.
And then we can do that.
Yeah, I'll have it ready to roll, and if you don't want to do it, we won't do it, I'll skip it.
Any questions or discussion on that motion? And Ms. Williams, may call the roll.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
Mr. Westphal?
Yes.
Mr. Echo?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And we are set up, pumping, rolling at the landfill, and we've started, so that means what we build out there now will go directly to the state. I'll have you report on that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so I know what I'm doing. Any questions? I got any of that stuff, you'll take a look at it.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you, Director Hatfield, for all the work that you're doing. Number 5, on new business, action is requested on ADF grant for ambulance. Director Phillips, it's your turn. Good morning again. Let us know what ADF is.
ADF is the Area Development Fund that KIPTA puts out funds that they receive from the state, and you can use it for various projects within the county. Usually for the past 4 or 5 years, we've been using the funds, and Fiscal Court approved the funds that we spend over at the Emergency Services Building for renovation. What it is roughly about $5,200, and we have to show that we spent the funds, show canceled check and invoices. Fiscal Court approved the renovation project, but because I put that project on hold and froze the $160,000 until Keith and I can get a grip on some of the things going on, what we need to do is send in an invoice and a check so we can get the funds in here before the governor decides to only take another 5% of the total fund. So what I'm asking for is Fiscal Court's approval to use the ADF funds for the emergency ambulance that was purchased prior to your all's arrival. Cancel check and invoice into KIPTA and get the funds in here before we lose $300-400.
And Mike, what's the amount?
$5,500 or $5,243. All I'm trying to do is speed it up. What I can do is go spend $5,200 on the building and turn in the invoice and the cancel check. All we're trying to do is use the money before he does another 10%.
And again, like, we don't know what happened in the past at all. When we come up here to spend, it's okay, taxpayer money, we don't have any information, besides that. What I'm looking for, and this is just a new thing, again, is when I authorized to spend $5,000 on saying that, I don't have any paperwork, I don't have anything to know anything about that. And I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying for me to make a good decision on taxpayers' money, to not have anything to go off of.
The misconception may be that I want to spend this money. We've already spent this money. The ambulance has been purchased. All I'm asking for, we need court minutes when I finally submit the application that says fiscal court approved the funds being used for the new truck. We bought the truck, so all I'm doing is I need to send the court minutes in, the invoice and receipt. I'm not asking to spend $5,200. We've already spent it. All I'm asking for is the approval to use the ADF funds towards that emergency purchase of vehicle. So that I can take the invoice, the cancel check that I already have, and get the application sent in tomorrow.
So you're not asking us to write a check?
No, all I'm doing is, we're changing projects. And I guess I didn't make that clear. Spending money on the building that fiscal court approved last time, I'm asking to change the project to a project that we've already expended funds on, so that all I have to do is finish the application, take the canceled check and the invoice that we already have and just submit it so that we can get that money in here before we lose any more. So no, I'm not asking to spend funds, just changing the title of the project, but I'm sorry, I didn't clarify.
Yeah, I mean, that's still not, okay, I'm just, what you guys think.
Here's what I'll do. I'll just submit the invoice and the cancel check at the next meeting, and then that way I'll have a cancel check and then two-page application. I'll just submit it at the next meeting.
Well, yeah, let's just table it.
I just want to say that the money's already been spent, this week reimbursed for it. It's a reimbursement from the state for this grant, which is what it is, that we've already spent.
He's just asking permission to switch projects, where the previous fiscal court had approved him to utilize the project at the Saltwell Court building, but he was supposed to be able to use the check and the invoice that he used when he purchased the ambulance to get the
It sounds great, but
$243 back.
why should it be this hard? It sounds great, but all I got was action requested on the AFP grant. That's what, and I'm supposed to.
I'll make a motion to table this and label the settlement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Let's have Ms. Williams read it.
The motion is to table the request to switch projects and be able to submit an invoice and cancel check for the purchase of the ambulance in order to receive a refund of approximately $5,243.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not.
That's fine.
I'll
submit a copy of the cancel check.
Well, right, because when you first come up here, we was writing a check for $5,000 some odd dollars. And now I'm trying to comprehend it a little bit, but if I can see it on paper and say, okay, yeah, that's great, I understand, I love it. So the $160,000 thing, can we purchase one?
No, and see,
That's again.
you guys got caught. The $160,000 is budgeted money that we put in the budget to spend on renovations in the building.
Okay.
That was approved in the budget. What I've done, because of revenue projections and other issues, I froze that and am not spending that money and not doing any renovations at the building. So because we're not doing anything at the building, I'm not gonna have invoices to submit for ADF fund reimbursement by the end of the budget. So all I'm trying to do is, I found something that will qualify for that ADF grant to get it in before the governor. The governor usually comes in at the end of the year and he'll do another 5 to 10% cut on certain funds and we'll lose funds. So all I'm doing is, I've stopped that. We can no longer, I'm not gonna spend any money out of that fund to have an invoice and cancel check. So I found another project that's eligible so that we can get it submitted, get the money.
Okay.
Well, again, I'd just like to say,
That's fine.
I'm just confused, again, I'm